It's actually Hebert.
Hebert.
It's a Louisiana French thing.
Ooh.
That's right. See, it's spelled Hebert, but people think it's Hebert or Herbert or that new one. That's it. I'm gonna have to remember that. That's right. But Hebert, like think a bear is going to attack me. Oh, the bears.
All right. It has been only a little bit since we last spoke with you. It was OhioCon 2017.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been doing great. It's been fantastic, man. This is we've gotten into Dragon Ball Super, which you are representing the Saiyan race very, very nicely. And we've also started JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders, which I voiced Kakyoin. We've also just recorded the second season, I guess you'd say, or the next arc of Blue Exorcist, which will be on Hulu on September 1st. And yeah, it's been great. And of course, I've been doing a lot of traveling out there. I went all over the world, even New Zealand a few months back.
Oh, nice. How was that?
It was amazing. Best burger I've ever had.
Ah. So since then, Dragon Ball Super has been starting to gain steam. How has it been to see it on Toonami?
It is incredible to see a show with such staying power. You know, it's generational too. You know, whether you have people watching it and being introduced to it through the abridged series, which is great and hilarious and everything, or if they're just checking out kind of the new renaissance of everything old is new again, with Sailor Moon being redubbed, and now with Dragon Ball Z, with the Kai, the Buu saga airing now, and now with Super. It's just like, man, it's the gift that keeps giving. It's the show that never ends, and we never want it to end because it had such a profound impact on all our lives as fans and as people who get to work on this amazing property.
True, true. So does it impress you how passionate Dragon Ball fans have been over all of these years?
Absolutely. It's like it never wanes. You see anime go through different phases where sometimes some studios fold and then others expand, and then now with the internet, that's changed the way we all consume media. So there's new business models. It's actually the best time now to be an anime fan. The most, I guess, cheapest, affordable, you know, between streams and season box sets, and the way they monetize with ads online and all that. This is great. This is better than the old days of VHS with a couple episodes a disc, and you know, you're paying in Japan like $65 on average for a DVD. It's like with no extras at all. It's like, and the people complain now, guys, we got it so good right now.
True, true. Okay, so you are also in the hit game Persona 5, and now it's getting an anime series too. How does it feel to be in this project?
Kind of unreal, because I started with this really creepy character in Persona 4, Mitsuo Kubo, and then I got a big character, let's say, named Madarame in Persona 5, and well, I've seen how people have taken to the game series, even on the PS Vita. You know, the fighting game is just like taking on a life of its own, and seeing that turn into an anime series, and now like this is the first I've heard. I didn't know P5 was going to an anime series. Hire me, guys. I'm available. If Madarame shows up, you know, I'd like to bring that back because that was a lot of fun.
Yes. All right. Let's see. What is it like to be in a long-running video game series like Persona?
Well, you know, you kind of live life in a vacuum as a voice actor in a way, because they're so secretive when you're recording. You know, you're lucky if they tell you what the project is, and then it records. Like usually with a Japanese game, it takes about a year before it even comes out and the public sees it, and then you gotta see if well, with all the games available, and there's so many to choose from, what is going to make a hit. And sometimes a game can even not be that good, but it'll still be popular, whereas all these other games that they pour their heart and soul into kind of disappear into obscurity, and that's sad and unfortunate. But when you have like the perfect balance of creativity and thought and imagination, that really captures the gamer and gives them an experience that's like second to none. It's an honor to be a part of that. And any time that they want to call on me to even just audition for something long running and well cherished and well beloved like that series, it's it's great, man. That's what I'm here for.
All right. So also since last we talked, JoJo Bizarre Adventures, the Stardust Crusaders has hit Toonami as well. What was it like to work on that crazy show?
It's pretty bizarre. I mean, I would have to, I would see a preview of my lines. It's like, oh, Japan. Sometimes I just say that. That's just my catchphrase for everything that when something almost defies definition and description. When you try to tell people, what is this show about? It's like, just watch. Just watch and you will see. This is the most aptly named show ever in the history of shows. It is the most bizarre adventure you could ever imagine. And I remember it back when it was a video game series in like the 90s. And I had no idea it was a manga first and then anime. And, you know, we're only on the third series and there's more in Japan. I mean, my guy doesn't come back from what I hear, but Kakyoin is a pretty fantastic member of the team, and I learned that his signature phrase, his stand of Emerald Splash, is actually an alcoholic beverage.
Really?
Yeah. So now it makes me thirsty whenever I say Emerald Splash. You know, like, with a little splash of lime and who knows what else.
Is JoJo's perhaps the craziest show you have ever worked on, or do others come to mind as well?
Golly, I've worked on so many shows that have these wild WTF moments. It seems like nothing is nothing is just normal. Everything, but that's the thing we love about anime. It's hyper real. And the thing that started with me that seemed so bizarre and I fell in love with it and I was just giddy was Dragon Ball. And seeing that stuff, and now take it to a next level with all the spiritual, supernatural shows, like Yu Yu Hakusho, and now Hunter x Hunter, and things like that, and Gurren Lagann, where you're hurling galaxies like shurikens, and it's like, what, really? This is wild. It blows my mind.
All right. Also, Gurren Lagann has hit the 10-year mark and got a Blu-ray special edition. What has it been like and still seeing people have so much love for the series?
Really impressive considering it's not like a long-running series like Dragon Ball. It's not hundreds and hundreds of episodes with huge story arcs. It's one basic story that's told and a couple of movies that kind of rehashed it. But it is so beloved. When it first came on the scene 10 years ago, before it was dubbed, it's like, wow, this made a huge splash. And then suddenly not an emerald splash, but you know, it made a huge splash. And then I got to try out for Kamina, and I knew how huge that character was just from reading the Pulse online of LiveJournal back in the day, and Tumblr memes and things like that, talking about how huge this show was. So I was really honored to get to be a part of that. We packed a room recently in Otakon to celebrate the 10th anniversary, and the Blu-rays sold out. We had some limited edition soundtracks. Those sold out. We watched the final episode together in a packed house with fans, me and Tony Oliver, Michelle Ruff, and it was just chilling. I mean, I just get like, oh my God, it's the emotion and the profound impact of positivity that Kamina and the show itself has given fans in the face of adversity or dealing with depression or whatnot. You know, it's one thing to say, hey, I watched this show or I played this game and it was fun, or you made me laugh or you entertained me. But this one is one of those first ones that have come along that strikes a personal chord where it's like, I was on the brink of suicide and I watched this show and it turned me around. And you never think in a million years that what you do as an actor, as a performer, anything on the creative side is going to affect someone that way. And so it's like that is some major icing on the cake. You know, I'm doing something I'm very passionate about. I love voice acting for anime and animation and games and multimedia and pop culture stuff. But to affect someone's life and to make them take a step back and say, you know what, my life has value. Thank you for helping me realize that through your performance and through the characters that you help bring to life. It's like, it's an honor.
You're saving people's lives.
It's an honor. Stan Lee used to say something about that. He said he felt guilty for, I'm not curing cancer and saving people's lives. I draw comic book characters. Then he thought, it's like, well, you know what? It's therapy. Entertainment is therapy. Any sort of creative endeavor, whether it's artistic, you know, music, acting, voice acting, whatever it is, animation, anything. Your art is going to speak to someone's soul. And to see that effect in person, even on the convention scene or through social media, someone posting on your page saying, hey man, I saw your blankety blank, or I watched your blankety blank, I played your blankety blank, and it made a huge difference in my life. That, you can't put a value on that. It is so amazing.
All right. So, a big movie you got to be in was Digimon Adventure Try. What was it like to be in the movie and see the fan response?
Well, that's another one of those franchises that it means a lot to a lot of people, and they grew up watching Digimon, and I've been very fortunate to be involved in multiple iterations of the show, and then coming to the movies with Try. It's just wild, those things stick for a reason, whether it's through merchandise or the show or the manga, and again, it goes back to seeing the difference it makes in people's lives, and what an honor to be a part of it, even though my contribution is a lot of yelling.
That's okay, though.
A lot of roaring. I got to make them happy,
You mentioned in a panel once your favorite anime character is Reiko from Tenchi Muyo. Why did you go this route, and what should fans new to anime know about her, and why they should check out this anime classic? Classic.
Yeah, Tenchi Muyo, man, that's old school love right there. Yeah, Ryoko is, not just like, hey, she's really sexy and suave and confident. She's got a brain on her, and it's really effective. And I thought she was one of those quintessential positive female role models in anime. Because, you see, like in any genre, live action or animation, there's always the cliche thing. And it's like, let's get away from that. Let's tell better stories with ladies. And I remember Ryoko being one of those ones that it's like, you know what, this one's special, this one's different. And this was before, Cowboy Bebop. This was before, Ghost in the Shell and all that. So yeah, when you say to yourself, all right, I'm already caught up on all the new stuff. I want to fire up something old, something classic, something vintage that my parents watched or their parents watched. It's like, so yeah, highly recommend the original Tenchi universe.
Well, I do have a question to add on to that. Why
Okay.
not Little Washu?
Why not Little Washu? Well, Washu's right up there too, because super smart, even super smart, the scientist. Can't go wrong with that.
Awesome. So, your podcast is still going strong. How has the show been going?
Well, actually, it's been on hiatus for a while, but it was going strong. We were a part of Kevin Smith's Smodcast streaming network, but that kind of went under. Smodcast still exists, and I still do voicing. I voice promos for all of him and Jay Muse doing live shows and stuff like that on the network. So you can hear my voice still on Smodcast stuff. But we are on the verge of launching a Patreon page to bring back my show, The Big Ball Broadcast, all the geeky news you can use. My co-host, Otherworld Steve, wants to do some flash animation of our characters, make a little cartoon character kind of via 1930s Betty Boop style, or Cuphead, the new video game coming out in that retro style, and have like a YouTube version of that. And it's like, all right, well, we'll test the waters and see what the fans think. See if that's, because now there's, dare I say, a glut, which is a first world problem. But it's like, hey, there's plenty of Geek News podcasts out there. Is there room for one more? We'll find out.
Always.
Yeah.
And now the theme for Matsuri this year is Magical Girls versus Mecha. Which side did you choose?
Well, being with Kamina, and I've been in some Gundam stuff and everything, kind of siding with the mecha side. But I've also worked on Sailor Moon as various people's dads and bad guy of the week and monster of the week and whatnot. So it's like, I'm kind of torn. But yeah, probably the mecha side. Because it's cool. Because robots, duh.
All right, and so how can your fans get in touch with you?
Okay. Well, it's at Kyle Hebert, again spelled Hebert, like Hebert, but it's pronounced Hebert. And that's on Twitter. KyleHebert.com is my website where you can find out my latest projects and convention appearances. And yeah, mostly on Twitter, also on Instagram at Kyle Hebert, taking pictures of various things. I'm a big vinyl collector, so I collect vinyl albums. And I love taking pictures. I love iPhone, mobile phone photography. So check me out on Instagram. Sometimes I take quirky pictures. Sometimes I just repost memes because I love memes. I think they're hilarious. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys online.
All right. And thank you for watching. Ta-ta.